Yes, we're welcome back to AFTV. Join us for the preview of Wolves versus Arsenal, the 8 p.m. kickoff on Wednesday night. The Gunners are flying. The table looks sweet, while the Wolves are still searching for something to eat. We could end it there. I like that one, but we'll carry on. But this isn't a fairy tale.
That's it?
I thought it was nice and short and sweet.
Yeah, but where's the punchline, man?
All right, but this isn't a fairy tale. That's
not one of your better ones. But anyway,
let me carry on. But this isn't a fairy tale. Let's not pretend.
Okay.
When the league leaders roll up, it's usually the end. All right. Fair?
Didn't quite land.
It was decent.
Anyway,
it was decent. The Wolves line was good.
The Wolves was,
that was a good one.
They're in search of something. They're bottom of the table.
Didn't quite land.
Well, we tried. Bottom of the table, sitting in 20th, obviously Wolves with 9 points. Wow. 9 points, Wolves versus top of the league, Arsenal with 57 points. Let's start. Let's go with, well, it's been moved to midweek due to, we're supposed to play them at their place on the 22nd of March. We all know now that is the Carabao Cup final against Man City. So it's been moved ahead of schedule, which allows us to then, and us as fans, hopefully, I expect us to win this game, get that 7-point gap. Happy in that sense? Are you happy it's been moved to this stage, considering on the weekend will be the North London derby? Anyone got concerns with it being moved to midweek?
I think it's perfect timing, especially after dropping points to Brentford. I think this is the perfect opportunity to bounce back. So yeah, can't complain with it, man. It's like I've been saying, I think this season, we've had a lot of blessings this season in terms of where games have dropped, other teams have dropped points. So I think, very happy with where it's dropped.
How rude of me as well, people. I didn't introduce my guests. One half of Gooner's therapy is listen, I'm going to go real. They call him the realest Gooner. I know people might know him as Negative Dan because obviously on Gooner's therapy there's Positive Dan, but realist Gooner is what he wants to go by.
I prefer realist Gooner.
I like that as well.
I've not really thought of him as negative anyway.
This is what I'm saying. When you're real, sometimes people can't handle the truth, innit? So they call you negative. This is what happens, man.
It's a nice little slogan. I prefer realist. And of course, not even just not even one half, the full half of LL Sports TV. We've got Laurie Lau as well joining me for the preview. And you know, Dan just mentioned there that he's happy that it's moved. You know, to be fair, he makes a good point. Wolves is a great game to bounce back on off the back of the league game against Brentford. We dropped points there. We obviously had Wigan on the weekend, a 4-0 win. Now we've got Wolves bottom of the table. It's probably the perfect
The gods have ensured that the game that we got now is, let's be honest, man. I mean, I know it's away from home, but let's keep it real. They're bottom of the table, and they're bottom of the table for a reason. 9 points.
It's unlike you to be quite, not disrespectful to a team, but to be...
It's not even disrespect, it's just, as my man says, being real.
Yeah.
If we can't beat Wolves, bro, I would go as far as to say we don't deserve to win the title.
That was my next question. See, you know what you're doing. I was gonna say if we drop points, is that the title race effectively over?
Bro, if you can't beat the bottom of the table team in a must-win game, then what are we doing here?
Let's not forget we didn't
excuses.
We didn't score though. We didn't score against them when they come to our place. They scored all the goals. And it was a bit of a stretch. I remember losing it on that watch. I walked off. So could it potentially be another?
I'm just keeping it 100. If you're trying to call yourself champions, which is what we're aspiring to be, we're talking about best team in Europe and going for 4 trophies and stuff. Let's keep it 100. If you cannot beat Wolves, you have no right to call yourself champions elect.
Facts.
And you agree with that?
But do you disagree?
Don't disagree with that at all. Seriously.
Surely you don't disagree with it.
No, I agree with the statement. However, if we draw, you can still. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean the season's. You don't win the league, but mathematically.
Yeah,
however,
listen,
so that's why I'm just
mathematically, but I'm just framing it in the right context.
Yeah.
If you can't beat and not only are they bottom of the table, they've got 9 points.
9 points. They won one game all season.
They're not even in double figures here.
One game all season they've won.
Wow.
Poor stuff. But yeah.
So you agree with what you said? If you want to be the champions, you have to beat. You have to
100%. We've got to slap them over, give them some licks, man. That's it. Teach them a lesson. Get back to winning ways. Let's get to 7 points clear again. And Man City, I don't think they play their game in hand until like 6-7 games. So perfect opportunity after that draw, like I said, to really get back on top, open up that gap, put some more pressure back on Man City with them playing Newcastle on the weekend they've got. That's not going to be an easy game for them.
100%.
Newcastle will probably be up for it. think they just won the FA Cup, didn't they? They beat Aston Villa, so they'll have a little spring in their step. So perfect opportunity, man.
Do you not? Is there not a chance of Arsenal underestimating Wolves a little bit, or do you think they're in a different mindset? Because I've actually seen Arsenal for the lesser games not turn up to when we see them play against
facts.
When it's the stronger teams, a big game, they're up for the Aston Villas at home, for instance. You see a different Arsenal. Is there a chance of underestimating, or is it too much in the business head now to be like?
Some Arsenal fans are just going into this game saying, yeah, we're going to roll them over. That's not the way I'm feeling at the moment. Okay. I'm taking it very cautious against Wolves because I've been here before with Arsenal. And like you said, Wolves, we played them at home. We was thinking it's going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It wasn't that. We needed 2 own goals to get past them. So I'm not taking this game lightly. We really need to go there and put in a good performance and take them very seriously, albeit they're all but relegated, but then you could say they haven't got much pressure on them, so they'll be a bit more free-flowing. We don't know. So we just got to go there and get the job done. No excuses. No excuses.
There
That's it.
No excuses. No excuses. I mean, I would say, though, that in hindsight, I was saying to my man off camera that perhaps the Brentford result and performance wasn't quite as bad as what we first thought. Now, you have to put things into context. Brentford are on a good run of form, 7th in the table, and they're 7th for a reason.
Laurie, you also agreed with me that before the game you were saying it was a must-win game against Brentford.
No, it was a must-win game, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, just like that. At the time, it was a very disappointing performance, but when I was watching it, after about 80-odd minutes, I was like, you know what, I'll take the point. Because it was beginning to look like it could be a really bad night for us. So to come out of there with a point, I thought was respectable. It wasn't a good performance. But then that puts more pressure on this game.
Big time.
And this game, there is no excuses. We simply have to beat Wolves. It's as simple as that. I know it's away from home, and I do take what you were saying about the fact that the pressure is off for them, so it's a bit of a free hit for them. They can play a bit of football. Maybe that might suit Arsenal, because maybe they might not drop as deep as they otherwise might. If they were fighting for survival, then we knew it would be 9, 10 men behind the ball and us having to break this down. But the fact that they've already pretty much down might give them a little bit more freedom to try and license to play.
And so hopefully they're saying to themselves, right, we're going down, let's give our fans some good performances to close out our season in the Premier League, knowing that they're going down. So hopefully they do come out a bit more than they would.
Yeah, if they go for a good performance, then they're going to try and play against us, and we'll just put them apart.
This is it.
What's the storyline then at the end of this game? Is it that the pressure's off Arsenal so that they play really well and we slap them, or is it no, this is a close game, it's a big game? Because people keep telling me when the pressure's off, like Wigan, for instance, Arsenal start flowing. Is it going to be one of those sort of games, or is it going to be a bit more professional, sat in? What do you think the headline of after the game will be?
The headline after the game should be Arsenal get back to winning ways in the Premier League.
7 points clear. Oh, it should be, over to you, Man City. That's what it should be after the game. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, we'll see if it comes out of that. Should Arsenal rotate at all in this game, or is it...
Rotate from what? Rotate from the Wigan game, or rotate from the Brentford game?
Do you,
for me, Eze has to play.
Well, these are the questions. Who must... Is it a strongest 11 going out there? Yeah. Or is it the team that you saw some players against Wigan, you think, okay, you deserve to play in this game on Wednesday? What is it? Give me some names. So you said Eze has to start.
I would start Madueke myself on the right wing. I know a lot of people would say bring Saka back in, but I'm starting Madueke on the right wing.
Wow, okay. Agree on that.
Just scored a goal, confidence.
He scored in his last 2 games.
Yeah.
Yes.
And listen, we know what.
It's quite a big statement, you know.
I would.
We know what the narrative is on Madueke. Everybody knows he shows flashes of brilliance.
I actually don't disagree, but he should be able to perform against Wolves.
It's Wolves. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, he hates Wolves, doesn't he? And they hate him.
He said, doesn't like the area.
He's going to get it on Wednesday.
Well, don't bring that up. I forgot about that.
He's going to get it on Wednesday. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if when he was at Chelsea, he did some little Insta video.
I think it was an Instagram video or tweet.
In the town of Wolverhampton.
Yeah, he said some
Wolves.
Yeah,
it's a little
even more of a reason for him to play. That's it. Yeah, that's it. We want all of that.
What I'm saying is, I'm sure that when he goes back there on Wednesday, the fans will be reminding him of that. Yeah. But then maybe that might energize, because I think he scored against Wolves when he played for Chelsea, didn't he?
He did.
When he got all that stick. So let's hope it's the same for us.
Yeah,
now, with Madueke, He took his goal really well, by the way, against
Bridges.
Wigan. That was a really
Great
good
finish.
finish.
Binzel.
Henry-esque, dare I say. It's in a good little run of form. Listen, we know what the narrative is on Noddy. You know what I mean? He'll come, he'll start, he'll be aggressive, he'll start to take on man. But then other times his decision making lets him down a bit. Sometimes his finishing's not the best. But whilst he's in this good run of form and his confidence is high, I agree with you. I'd start him over
game,
Saka,
Wolves.
who's clearly not 100%.
And even we
fit
saw
yet.
Saka come into the central position against Wigan, so even that is a question mark. But obviously, I want to see Eze starting in that 10 role. So we could bring Saka on in the middle of the park and keep Madueke on. We don't know. So there's definitely an option for us going forward, I think. Saka, I think he played well in that hole, man.
Will you be disappointed if if Eze doesn't start? Because it feels like he hasn't been, the Eze that we know from Palace this season. But that game against Wigan, surely he should be rewarded with a start against Wolves. Or do you think that might not happen because Mikel Arteta, for some reason, sometimes has his favourites, or he might look to go somewhere else or try something different?
Well, we don't know what Arteta's going to do, but I would be starting Eze again to just build on that confidence, albeit it was against Wigan, a lower league opposition. Let's see if you can now do it against Wolves. Wolves ain't a great team either, if we're being honest, but I think, he deserves to start this game.
Does Mosquera keep his place, or do you bring back the Saliba and Gabriel?
No, we bring back the full back line. Mosquera don't start for that.
Okay, and then the final player that I have to ask you about is mine's Zubimendi, Norgard. People keep saying Norgard deserves more minutes. I mean, a Wolves game, surely, do you have to roll out Zubimendi? I know people will say, but Zubimendi is, he is that guy. We bought him for all these for the Premier League games to get us over, but it's Wolves. Like, Norgard has, in my opinion, hasn't put a foot wrong.
It's not.
Did you just say, but it's Wolves?
Yeah, no, it's not. You can't say that. You can't just say, but it's Wolves.
Hold on, wait, what are we doing? You started this saying they're bottom of the league.
Yeah, I know.
And they got 9 points. And you expect, there's no way we should lose this game, or they don't even deserve to be champions.
We've got to look at it in context.
Can Norgard not step and not play?
No, we've got to be going full strength.
Only because we're playing our strongest team.
We've got to go full strength.
With respect to Norgard, right? And
Norgard can play.
I'm an advocate of Norgard. You've seen me on the watch-along. You've heard me eulogize about him, say he should get more minutes. But I agree with Dan.
Yeah.
You start your strongest 11.
No, you've got to start your strongest 11. And Wolves' midfield is not that bad with João Gomez in there. Who else have they got? That Mane, the youngster.
Good players. But Norgard, like I said, but he's not going to drown in that midfield if he plays it alongside Declan Rice and Eze.
Zubimendi, for the most part, I think everybody would agree, has been
Zuba Maestro, that's what we're calling him.
I know you like him a lot, but I'm saying there's a North London derby on the weekend. I don't believe that man are saying that you couldn't rest. No,
I'm not saying it's not the end of the world if Norgard started, but I'm just saying for this game here, with the context of what we're trying to do, go 7 points clear, you've got to be starting our strongest team.
But you wouldn't start Saka?
Yeah, that's because he's not fully fit.
He's not fully fit and he hasn't been pulling up trees this season. And I think Madueke, if you're asking me personally, I think sometimes he offers a bit more.
I want Noni Madueke to start in my opinion, but I'm keeping the same energy that it's not that it's just
I'll tell you the other reason why
they get over the line.
Zubimendi to start again as well.
Go on.
Is that, let's be honest, come Wednesday we're going to have the majority of the ball and a lot of our attacks are going to start from the base of midfield. Now Zubimendi, his passing range is superb.
Norgard was pushing passes forward.
To Norgard,
got an assist against Wigan.
It is. It's superior to Norgard.
Okay.
So for me, you've got to have that creative element in the team.
Facts.
And I think that Zubimendi offers that and some. And he scores goals as well.
And how much can we take away? How much can we? I'm not dissing Norgard, but how much can we take away from a Norgard performance against Wigan?
I know, but every time he's stepped in, Dan, I don't think he's ever dropped the ball when it comes to anything he's been asked of. Centre back, right back, centre defensive midfield. He's been a player that doesn't look uneasy in that Arsenal team. I know I know the opposition hasn't always been the greatest, but Wolves aren't. Bro, 9.
I agree with you. He hasn't had enough game time, Norgard.
They're not superior right now. They're 9 points.
Norgard ain't had enough game time for me. Seasoned vet in the Premier League. He got hooked against Brentford as well, didn't he, Zubimendi? Did Zubimendi get subbed off?
Yeah,
he did. Mm-hmm. He did. So there's an argument, but I would still start Zubimendi.
Listen, no disrespect to Norgard. Like I said, I'm an advocate of his. I like him a lot. But what I'm saying is, for this game, right, you don't take no chances. Even though I've said what I've said about Wolves, which is facts, at bottom of the table, they're not even in double figures and we should beat them. You have to be professional. You play your best team and listen, if Zubimendi for whatever reason is not performing or say he's on a yellow card early and the manager sees fit to make the change, I have no issue with Norgard coming in.
Yeah, that's it.
My point is, though, is that let's take the game as seriously as we can. That means you start your best 11 available players. And Zubimendi, by most people's accounts, including yours, because I've heard you bigging him up.
No, he's a good player. He's a very good player. But I think Norgard
deserves. Does he deserve?
What?
Is he in our best starting 11?
So what?
No, Zubimendi isn't our best starting 11.
Right,
That is,
so you started.
No, but
started.
I didn't say you have to start the strongest available
Why
team.
not?
What
for
you're
this
saying,
game.
there's an argument to say we could be starting Norgard in this game.
I generally believe, now people in the comments, I'm going to throw it to you lot. You let me know. Now I'm going to apologise because this isn't a Predictor 11 video, and I know Lee and his guests are going to have a big conversation around this position. I'm actually going to be very intrigued to see what they go with in the midfield. Has Norgard earned the right to start in maybe a few more games, and will he get more minutes at all?
He's judges is going for Zubimendi. I know.
All right, well, it'll be Ty and Lee judges on starting 11. So make sure you guys check out. Sorry, Predictor 11. Ty's just walked into the building. Make sure you check that out because for me it's a topic of conversation. Maybe, listen, I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments if we're going.
Listen, if Norgard,
I think Norgard could play in this game. I think he could start this game and bring on Zubimendi in the second half. But anyway, that's my opinion. You may disagree. We'll move on. Like I said, this isn't a Predicted 11 video. That'll be on the channel. Let me read you some stats ahead of this game quickly, and then we'll get a word from a Wolves fan because, you know, we're no experts on Wolves. We've done our research and we've watched them obviously throughout the season, but it's always good to hear from an actual Wolves fan. But let me read some stats I've got here before we cut to him. Since doing the double over Arsenal, which I forgot about, 2021, that was when I think Pedence scored, Neto scored. I think that's when Raul Jimenez actually, I don't know if it was at the game he did the head injury. Obviously,
2021.
2021. Yeah,
that was in lockdown.
that was in lockdown. Yeah, but 2020.
Head injury was in lockdown, I think.
Tyres
I
mentioned
mean,
it.
that's why we had Socrates and all that.
Okay, so but Wolves they've now lost each of their last 9 against Gunners in the Premier League. Another stat: Arsenal have scored in each of their last 36 meetings with Wolves in all competitions. So if you're looking, it's looking like Arsenal. If you're a better man, Arsenal will score in this game. In the reverse fixture, Wolves scored all 3 goals. Remember the 2-1? 2 own goals. Owen Goal, yeah, big him up. He's on the score sheet. Scored against Wigan, and he was back. He scored 2 goals for us.
I don't mind if it's that way again, as long as
That's it. Let's get the job done.
Facts. 2 more stats. Wolves have lost 10 of their 13 Premier League home games this season. So
Woeful.
Not very good at home. So
Woeful.
It's a great stat for Arsenal. They've won 1 and drawn 2.
But even with that stat, I'm still not taking them lightly on Wednesday.
Okay.
Can't take them lightly.
Can't take any team in the Premier League lightly, of course, but like I said, when I said no, I think he's at the level he could fit slot in. Anyway, Arsenal have 13 clean sheets, the most currently in the Premier League as well. So that's always good to know. We're currently doing very well on the right trajectory. Like I said, top of the league, and that's all the information I have around this game. But like I said, it's always good to hear from a rival fan. So let's hear what he had to say right now.
Yeah, I mean, Wolves so far is pretty easy to say and just been absolutely abysmal, to be honest with you. It's been a horror season that stems from a pre-season where we've let go players such as Mateus Cunha, Ryan Oakney, Nelson Semedo, and not replaced them with like quality. And I think the writing's been on the wall now for Wolves fans for the last few seasons, where I think the owners have got a little bit lacklustre, a little bit complacent in terms of just being able to survive in this league, and we just haven't invested the money that we needed to over the last 3 seasons in particular. And this season's the one where it's caught up with us, right? I think we gave too much control to Vitor Pereira and Domenico Tetti, who was brought in as Vitor's friend to be director of football, and ultimately they've made a massive mess up of sort of the summer recruitment, and we've gone from trying to sign players with sort of technical ability to almost giving up that mantle and signing big, tough, physical players. And actually, when Rob Hodgson has come in, you can see in January we're already looking to sort of undo some of the signings and the work that Vitor Pereira had done. Right, Marshall Metz is left on loan, Emmanuel Agbadou's left on a permanent to Besiktas as well, and I think there's almost like this cleanse that's going on at the moment. So that's sort of, I guess, in a nutshell, where Wolves are this season. The only hope we've got is Mateus Mane, and again, it's I know he came on at the Emirates and cross come shot, which was the assist for the Tolu equaliser at the time, at least in that game. And Mateus Mane, watching him as a talent, as a Wolves fan as well, is a real bright spark and a real rubbish season, to be honest with you. Technically, fantastic. He gets the ball, he drives the ball, he's fearless. And I think that's sort of that exuberance with like young age and sort of not having those battle scars really of a lot of senior men's football. And if anything's going to happen on Wednesday, it will be through Matthias Mane. He is the one player that can hurt Arsenal, I would say. But again, I'm not holding my breath really, to be honest with you. That will make many dents into you. I believe you'll hammer us, to be honest with you, which is, you know, I genuinely think you'll turn us over and turn us over quite comfortably. Like, I'd love to be proven wrong. I think though, if you look at the underlying stats, actually, since Rob Edwards has come in and taken over at Wolves, I'm pretty sure that in terms of expected goals conceded, we're like third since Rob Edwards has come in. He's made us very sort of astute as a defensive unit, and we don't offer much of a counterpunch, which is where I think, against some of the lesser teams in the Premier League, that's okay, right? Because you can sort of sustain a little bit of pressure, and then you'll have your own, you know, you'll have enough of the ball maybe to try and hurt them the other way. I think when we're playing, you know, like your Arsenals, your Cities, Liverpool, dare I say, they've not been great this year. We tend to do, we just get camped in, and we haven't got that outlet really. We haven't got like electric pace for the team. So I feel like if we do get sort of penned in, and you pen us in and just keep the ball and recycling the ball, I think we'll have a long night, to be honest with you, as a Wolves fan.
Obviously, we had an FA Cup game 1-4-0. Wolves had an FA Cup game in a mud bath. Grimsby Town.
Crazy.
I know they won, but that takes a lot out of you, I'll be honest.
That's a good result for them.
And they went full strength as well, Wolves, innit?
Exactly.
Because of Grimsby, they put United out.
Yeah.
In the Carabao.
No, it's an FA Cup.
FA Cup.
Giant killer.
Dusty Man United.
Yeah. So that is, like I said, they played recently. Yes, we played Wigan, but we did rotate. There'll be obviously some players that played in that weekend that obviously, of course, feature in the Wolves game. But I would say, if I'm a betting man, that Wolves are going to be more tired than Arsenal. Wolves had to travel to Grimsby. That's playing a mud bath where there was a lot of pressure on that game. Obviously, they played a full strength squad. Yeah. It's a trophy that they might see obtainable. So they'll put a lot more into than what we put in against Wigan. We was at home 4-0, comfortable. So that hopefully will play a bit into the game come Wednesday. I think Arsenal, I'm quite confident Arsenal do get the win in the last 5 games. We've beaten them every time as well. Even when last season at their place, the Mars Lewis Skelly red card, I don't know if you guys remember.
They've got a couple of decent draws, albeit they ain't been winning. They've got a couple of decent draws. They drew with Forest in their last game 0-0, and Newcastle they drew with as well 0-0. They're not scoring, but as we found out, it's not that easy to break them down and score goals. We had them at the Emirates, who we struggled. Yeah, I was very. Score. Do you understand?
I was very angry at that game. I mean, any standout players for you? Some of you did mention some of the midfielders. I know Strand Larson was there, but he's now obviously gone to Crystal Palace. He's actually got 2 in 2. He scored 2 goals in one game. He's 2 in 2 at Crystal Palace. I know. For me, there's that 6'5", that Tolu player. I forgot his last name.
Arokodare, is it? Nigerian.
He seems like a problem in my opinion.
He's a unit.
6'5", stands tall. I've seen him on the ball. He's a physical beast and can play. So he's one of the players I picked out. Who did you mention?
The player for me that's been standing out for them recently is the young guy, Matthias Mane. Very good player. You know, I doubt if he'll be at Wolves next season. But anyway, that's another.
And you know when you said on Zubimendi, because obviously there's been a lot of arguments, is he press resistant, is he physical enough? And I think this might be quite a physical game, so that Norgard suggestion might not be that bad, but I'd still go with Zubimendi, but he needs to turn up in this game.
Are you, before we go to score predictions, Dan, are you not, so the way you've been speaking on this preview is if you're not saving no one, considering we have a North London derby on the weekend, you're just saying the strongest available, and then when we get to North London derby, same thing.
North London derby's 4 or 5 days later. Come on now. So now if we do our job in the first half and say we go 2-0 up, 3-0, which I'm hoping for, we can start taking players off. Right. Do you understand? But nah, man, not resting no one.
And same question to you. Have you got an eye? So you're not got an eye on. You're treating it as 2 separate games. You're not got an eye on Tottenham for when it comes to team selection.
That's the way to approach it. You treat each game in isolation. And like my man Dan said, we have to win this game. You start your best team and you take it from there. If, as Dan suggests, we go like 3-0 up at half time, which would be great, probably not going to happen, but just say it did, then you've got the luxury of maybe resting a couple of players ahead of the Tottenham game. But the focus has to be on Wolves. Once you start looking beyond games, that's when you get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, and look at our squad as well. We've got a good squad anyway. So even if we wanted to go full strength, we could then rotate for the Tottenham game anyway. Let's be honest. I'm not really taking Tottenham that serious, but it's a North London derby, obviously. But our players are a lot better than even our second team is a lot better than their first team, I would say. So I'm not really too concerned about Tottenham. Just get over this line.
The concern
Wolves.
for me, though, with these games is coming up is that they're both away from home. If they were at home, I'd be a lot more confident.
Right.
Because our away form in the league recently has not been fantastic. But, you know, I think given the stakes, given the jeopardy on this game, I can't see a world where Arsenal slip up.
No,
and like
no
I
way.
said, if we do slip up, then you have to start asking serious questions, whether we got the minerals for it. 'Cause
I hear that. And you mentioned...
as I said before, the gods have almost gifted Arsenal.
This is what I'm saying.
game.
Perfect timing. And we need to improve our Premier League form. 2 wins in the last 6, so let's make this 3 wins out of the last 6. So
100%. Laurie obviously mentioned our away form hasn't been too great, but of course we mentioned the Wolves' home form hasn't been great. So hopefully, you know, we get the tie done comfortably come Wednesday night. Score prediction time.
Well, you're talking about a team with the lowest amount of goals scored in the Premier League against a team with the best defensive record in the Premier League. So straight away, that suggests to me that Arsenal will probably not concede. That being said, because
easy.
no, but that's what it would suggest.
Yeah,
right?
fair.
So I'm going to go Wolves 0, Arsenal 2.
Dan?
And
I
even
think
if it's
it's
1, I don't mind, as long as we win.
I don't
2.
think this game's going to be as straightforward as we may be thinking. I think it's going to be a cagey game. I think we're going to win the game, but I think it's going to be a 2-1. Frustrating. It's going to be a bit nervy. I think I'm going for 2-1. That's what I'm going for, but we get the job done.
It's interesting because you're right. I think majority of Arsenal fans will be wanting a big scoreline, or might go a little bit to one side and say 3s, 2s. But I actually think it'll be 1-0.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I'm not gonna say it's completely comfortable, but I think we'll be majority of the game quite comfortable in the 1-0. But I think we'll.
I do think Wolves will make it difficult.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, so do I.
Since
Facts.
Rob Edwards has taken over, their performances have lifted, and they're playing with a lot more pride. And like I said, there's a little bit of pressure taken off them because let's face it, they're pretty much down. They're not mathematically down yet, but it won't be long before they are.
Yeah,
They will have a certain element of freedom in the way they approach the game because no one is expecting them to win this game. Even the most ardent partisan Wolves diehard fan is not expecting that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just think I can't go too big on my score prediction due to the feeling I had when we played them at home. It stays locked in my memory.
They haven't been getting smashed in the game. They've been even 2-0. They haven't been getting smashed out of the park 4-5. No, that's not been happening to them.
No.
And like you said, the game we played at home, it wasn't as easy and straightforward as we thought it was going to be. I went for a big scoreline in that game. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to just cautious, feet on the ground. Let's just get the job done.
And even in that game where, let's face it, they did well. They got a draw away to Forest. I think I'm right in saying that Forest had 34 shots on goal in that match and didn't score. Now, you'd like to think that even if we have, say we have even half of that, then we're probably going to get 1 or 2 goals given the quality of players that we have.
Yeah,
so I can't see us slipping up.
I hope we win. I just hope it's not like the game we played with them at home. Even though we did win that game, I just hope that was a stressful situation. But anyway, listen, that is it for today's preview. Big thank you to LL Sports, Mr. Laurie Lyle. Big thank you to the realist Gooner, Dan
Man,
himself.
thanks for having me on, man.
Gooner's Therapy. Make sure you check it out as well. It's a great podcast, and they've got a great channel over there. So make sure you go check it out. And also a big thank you to Jordan, the Wolves fan, that also featured in today's video. Like the video on your way out, hype it, and come on, you Gunners. Let's just please win this.
Come on, you Gooners.
Premier League trophy.
Let's
Love you
go.
all. Bye.